Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm joined with my good friend Miguda. Miguda, how are you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm doing quite good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you are also doing good.
Yes, I'm doing fine, and kuna vingi tu ambapo tunataka kuangalia leo ambazo zimetokea. Kwanza kabisa tunaanza na habari ya tanzia ambao Beryl Achieng' Odinga Beryl Achieng' Odinga Raila Odinga's sister dies at 78. That is something that is we have death has struck again at Jaramogi's family. So we send our condolences to the entire family of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. There's also Mudavadi urges Malava voters to back Ruto-aligned MP ahead of by-election. That is going to take place on Thursday, some 2 days from today. Daystar student Lorna Kadhambi dies in Ngara apartment fall. We don't know what happened. Is something that we will give you more information or detailed information as we receive them. Another thing with Musalia Mudavadi appoints defeated aspirants to diplomatic post in Malava rally. Remember the day before yesterday, there was a son of Injendi who also was an aspirant that Mudavadi decided to appoint him. So this is what happens. Mudavadi hands out a diplomatic post to UDA Simeon Kagwana and Ryan Mululu after they were defeated in Malava primaries. And I don't think this is something that Mudavadi is doing it because they qualify, or they might have qualified, but this is done as to woo the voters to feel that they're working. And that's why I'm telling you, some of these our leaders, sometimes I don't know how they think. And remember, the worst thing is that he ordered, or he requested the guy to read that appointment letter in public. I don't know what he was thinking, so that is something with what Mudavadi did. And you can say yesterday Ryan Ijendi was given trade attaché to Pretoria, Simeon Kagwana education attaché to Uganda, Shimaka was appointed at the KRA board. All these were UDA party candidates in Malawi. So you see what is doing, rewarding the loyalties, and this is done just to wink the voters so that they can vote the government. So that is something that also we can talk about. Another thing also we can talk about, which we did not speak about yesterday, it's about the Arsenal won the other day. Today, I think they're playing against Bayern, as Manchester lost to yesterday when they were playing. So when you are coming in the field of football too, you can discussion about that, Miguda. There's also a good news, especially for the young people who were arrested in Tanzania. About 39 of them were released, and this was done yesterday after the expose by Larry Madowo of the CNN. Remember that documentary? And they were released by DPP. Remember earlier, the president also asked the DPP to do the same. So 139 of them were released yesterday, and it was quite emotional, especially to the family members when they reunited with their loved ones after almost 2 weeks. And remember also what was making it even so painful for the family, that they were charged with the treason. So which means if they are out, it's good for the family, because remember, in Tanzania, if you are charged with prison, the penalty is death. So ni ile wametoka katika walikuwa ni wale ambao walikuwa enda kuuliwa, kwa kweli, lakini sasa wamebatika kutoka. Sasa familia yao walikuwa wamefurahia sana. So Miguda, I know we will keep on giving you today's news as we receive them. So maybe your take on the few that I've mentioned.
I also want to join you to convey my heartfelt condolence to the family of the Right Honorable former Prime Minister Odinga the late for losing their sister,
Yeah.
Berira Odinga, and who has been ailing. You understand that there have been issues here and there in that family of late, but it's very sad to lose two people consecutively, and even we understand brother is not also well, Oburu Odinga, because he was so addicted. He was taken ill, and we just wish him a quick recovery, and also we are with them in this trying moment as a people of Kenya, because they are part and parcel of this country. When you talk about the issue of the Tanzanian issue, I just want to say, when people were actually acquitted and they were set free to go and rejoin with their family, it is quite important to learn that up to now, the Tanzanian people do not enjoy the basic rights and the fundamental freedoms. And that's why the treason consequences or punishment is death. You understand that in the Bill of Rights, each and every person has a right to life. And even if you taken someone's life, but the consequences, conviction will not be death penalty. The abolition of death penalty currently is what is being preached in the democratic states and developments of democratic societies. We abolish the death penalties, and that's why we are saying that, and we are happy that at least they have been acquitted and they have rejoined their family. The issue of football, I just want to first congratulate Arsenal for playing good football. And also, right now, they are the top of the table, but that's football. I also conceded against Everton, and I played against 10 men, but it was not possible. Sikubali kushindwa si mshindani, but we also believe that there will be another game next time. And we are where we are because of our current performance.
All right. Thank you so much. And let me take this opportunity also to say hi to Goodyear and Brenda on the comment section. And Goodyear say, Brother Ben Media, where is United Barak? Nowhere to hide. United fans take it on the chin like Liverpool. Yeah, Barak will be here. He's still engaged somewhere, and he will be coming back soon, but he's kicking live and well. Miguda is only November. You can't predict. Yes. You know, something that I know of Arsenal, even though I'm not a very big in football, like in the early stages of Premier League, they usually do well. But like when it comes to the when you're going to the finish line, they find themselves losing. So that is also something that I don't know, maybe if Judith, because Judith I know is a strong Arsenal fan, if she can also assist us to understand the reason behind them when they start Premier League, they do play well and they don't concede as much. But on the last leg of the Premier League towards clinching the trophy or clinching the title, I don't know what usually come over them. They just find themselves losing, and I don't know for how long they've never had any trophy. The only time I think they had a trophy was I don't know, it's for 2 or 4 when they was unbeaten during the time of Thierry Henry, Will Todd, who else? Who else? Miguda, you don't know this?
Walcott.
No, leave about Walcott. Walcott came the other day. The Walcott came the other day. You know, I'm not very about the Arsenal. Yeah, 25 year, 25 years ago. There were days during the people like who was this tall guy from France? Patrick Vieira. During the time of Patrick Vieira, there was Will Todd. There was Ashley. You know, Ashley Cole played for Arsenal. James Seaman. You know, during those days, yeah,
Traore.
Yes, they had the unbeaten David Seaman. Yes, the goalkeeper. They had unbeaten. Uh, unbeaten season, and I think from there, that is when after that Thierry Henry went to Barcelona. So that is all about. So Judith, if you're there, you can as well come and share with us the reason why you start so well in the first leg of Premier League, but towards the second leg, where now people are headed to the trophy, you tend to lose. And we also have Champions League is going to be played today, and I think it's Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. So tomorrow we will come here and discuss the results. And if Judith, you're listening to us, also another developing story is here. The governor of Nyamira, that is Amos Nyaribo, has been impeached. He was impeached today. Among other things, he was accused of his abuse of office and violation of the law. So he will face the Senate. And if you look at the history of Nyamira, I think Nyamira is the county whereby there were two speakers. Back, we heard of that story. There were two speakers. And now the governor has been impeached. So he will be headed to the Senate. We will wait and see on how the Senate is going to handle this issue. Miguda, what can you say about the impeachment of governors? Do you think it is that time that at least that the law, the law, we should look at it and maybe introduce some law so that we can meet threshold? Because like, if you look at most of the time, the governors have been impeached of abuse of office and violation of law, violation of laws, or a violation of the constitution, or bad conduct, all that, but abuse of office usually the top in the list. Do you feel maybe we can introduce some threshold, and even before it goes to Senate, the members of county assembly has to prove how that office was abused? Because you find that this thing started in the morning, but by the evening it was also done, because like I feel like sometimes it's premeditated. It's not something that usually happens. Maybe politically also it might be influenced. Somebody might be influencing it politically. So that threshold, do you think it is about that time?
Okay. Also, let me take this time to pass my greetings to Goodyear and welcoming Goodyear to the show. What happened? I told you that I've gone to that county several times, and I've even get opportunity to interact with the kinsmen of the governor. Mm-hmm. And from the look of things, I was there last year December. By the time we took a break from the Brother Benson media, actually that time I was in Nyamira, and I spent most of my time there with my friends. They were reporting to me that the governor is not actually working for the people. Mm-hmm. The governor is as a poor administrator, and even when it comes to employment opportunities, the government does not give out opportunities across the board. This is how he is doing it, favoring his close allies politically. To that extent, I think when the MCAs had to impeach him, because we understand that there are grounds for impeachment. You just don't wake up in the morning and impeach somebody. You must prove those grounds for impeachment. Mm-hmm. To do things like misconduct or abuse of power, leadership integrity, if he fails. To that extent, I can say that even if there was no proof of those offenses, but the MCAs were informed by the people on the ground that the government should impeach because he took the entire county to be a personal business whereby he operated as a personal business without consultation, leadership without consultation, leadership without inclusivity, leadership whereby you believe that you are the only person who have the monopoly to run the county. So I think up to that point, that's the much information I can give to the media.
All right, thank you so much. I'm glad this evening that I'm joined by Makobura and Joseph as we welcome our two panelists also. I also saw a briefing this yesterday that a section of ODM members from Malava are throwing their weight to Seth Panyako. So like there's a huge support that especially ODM support base have decided to support Seth Panyako. And we are here, we will be monitoring how on Thursday the results will be, if that one will create more effect towards Panyako or adding in more votes, then that also will be good for Panyako. And that one also still tells us that ODM is very shaky right now because remember, in Malava, they decided to not to fill in a candidate, especially to support the UDA candidate. And even yesterday, I think Oparanya was there campaigning for UDA candidate. But now you see a section of ODM are now saying that, okay, we are going to support Panyako. And this speaks volume, especially when it comes to ODM. And if they don't put their house in order, I think each and every person will be going with a piece of ODM, you know, itakuwa inang'ang'aniwa inang'ang'aniwa, kila mtu anaenda na pande zake, venye Junet alisema, kama si hivyo mtu aende na pande yake. Makobura, habari gani?
Good evening. I don't know whether I'm clear enough.
Yes, you are.
Okay, asante sana. Allow me to say hi to you, to Joseph, to Meguda. I can see Judith, I can see Goodyear, among others. Nawakaribisha na nawapigia asante kwa mara mingi kukuwa na sisi hapa. Asante.
Okay, asante sana Makobura. Joseph, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, brother.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm not doing quite fine because we are still nursing the heartbreak by Manchester United yesterday.
Okay. Unajua kwa nini nacheka? Kwa sababu mimi sichezi mpira sana, lakini hata ndugu yangu Miguda amekuja hapa ni kama yani hayuko vizuri.
Afadhali singeongea, naona Gypsy na Goodyear na Judith wananichekelea huko chini.
Na unajua hata Judith amefanya vizuri kukuja, kwa sababu tunaangalia timu ya Arsenali, kwa sababu timu hili wakianza kucheza when the Premier League starts, the first leg of Premier League, they usually perform well. But I don't know, along the way when people are starting, now they're going into the second leg of Premier League, they just find themselves not performing well. So we wanted Judith to at least to share with us what usually happens, that they usually start well but end in disaster mode. As Judith will be explaining to us that we are very sorry for Manchester United fans and even your hali ya game, so itabidi umezoea. Okay, my brother, we've talked about few issues here. Among them is about the impeachment of governor of Nyamira, that is Amos Nyaribo, has been impeached. We also talked about the passing on of Raila's sister, that is Berry Lachien. That is something that also we spoke about. So, and what else did we talk about? We talk also about, we went to Tanzania and about young men who were arrested during the protest were released yesterday, and they were happy to join their family members, and the family members were very emotional to receive their loved ones. Okay, that is what we've spoke about. So maybe let me start with you, Marco Bura. If you have anything that you feel we should know before we go into the main discussion, and then Joseph will follow.
Okay, thank you so much. I think first, allow me to just say something about Raila's family, that is the Odinga family. They've lost one of them. And remember, the Odinga family, the Kenyatta family, the Moi family, you know, all these leaders who have ever been in political positions in the highest office, in one way or another, they've always had an impact in what is done in the Republic of Kenya, and how quite a number of things operate. And I saw that news, and I would like to personally also send my sincere condolences to the family of Odinga, having lost Baba a month or 2 months ago. Now they're also losing a sister to Raila. I think it is a painful thing that they're going through now, because you know the impact of Raila's death to the entire country and to their family. And now another one has come. I think the only thing now we have is to just pray for that family, so that the Almighty God may comfort them and give them peace and comfort during these hard moments or difficult moments. The sister who died is not really known so much. She's never been in the public eye. The only time she came is, if you can remember, during this birthday for Dr. Buru, when Raila introduced her and she came and spoke. And apparently from her speech, we realized that she's one of those children of Jaramogi who studied within the country. And she confirmed that she did all her studies here in the Republic of Kenya. So I was just to wish them pole. Yeah, so apart from that, on politics, there's much, of course, and the by-elections are fueling or coming up with a lot of pressure to the political class and to the candidates themselves. And today I was conversing with a friend of mine who is coming from Embu. They were telling me that, you know, in Bere, that is, today, if you are a Kenyan living in those areas, siku hizi pita kama haujapita na tao. Nasikia pesa iko mingi huko. Watu wanapewa thao. Unaweza chukua thao, kama uko na mbio kidogo, unaweza tena uende nao, utapewa thao. Nasikia fereji imefunguliwa huko.
Okay.
Watu wanakula vizuri. So apart from that, of course, there are other political areas where by-elections are expected. And again, having in mind that these elections are, you know, I think the campaign is ended yesterday, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
So it's just a way of them sitting down, consolidating themselves. Yesterday I was in Machakos, around Machakos, a place called Machakos Showground. And apparently I understand there's a by-election for an area MCA. When I was just at around 10, 11, I saw a group of many people going to the showground, and I was just asking myself, what are they going to do at the showground at 10, 11 Right. And then I came to realize that there was money that was also being given in that particular showground. And so people were moving in groups, that tells you the kind of politics that we are seeing in the Republic of Kenya. And in one way or another, to me, it is not the right way to go, because if we had what we call accountability, if we had genuine political class who are coming out to give, clear way of what they want to do without bribing the people, because the narrative of bribing is getting too much and it's getting us out of track. It is becoming a bad habit in the Republic of Kenya to an extent that if you are a serious candidate who has good intentions, you can never be listened to, you can never be given an opportunity just because you cannot give 50 bob or 1,000 as the people has been made to believe.
All right, thank you so much. And as we are waiting for Joseph to come in, family and friends gather at the Lee Funeral Home to receive the body of Beryl Odinga, sister to the right. I can see quite a number of legislators, especially from Luo Nyanza, including Honorable Winnie Odinga, Edwin Sifuna, Millie Odhiambo. So leaders from ODM in particular are with the family right now. Mr. Joseph, what do you have to say? Anything new for us?
Thank you for this chance. And I want to pass my condolences to the sister and the family of the late Raila Amolo Odinga. Now they are going to lay down to rest the sister of Raila Odinga. It's very sad at these times, but what will we say? This is a road we all must pass through. So it's very sudden, and I want to send my condolences to the family. And I want to talk about Goodia. Goodia is asking, he cannot understand your French. Please simplify. I was writing about a song by Diamond called Yatapita. You can go and listen. So I was saying Yatapita, hata sisi tukigongwa tu. Siku itapita yatapita, hata sisi tutaanza kugonga Liverpool na Arsenal na kila team. So let me add what our brother Marco Bura has said. Yes, people are eating, and they are eating very well. In Bere, people are eating every day. A house lazima kanyama kananuka, and that is very good. This is I think I remember when Uhuru was talking about some by-elections that happened in a certain year in 2021. He was saying that watu walikuwa wamefurahia sana, hata wanampigia simu wanamwambia usikubali, wacha tu iendelee kidogo. So I think the people are saying kwanza iendelee tu kidogo. Juu ile pesa imemwaga, hata wamalizi hawezi kumaliza ukula. They are eating mpaka wamalizi. Kama unasikia kangiri moja kanapita hivi, unasikia kengine unaambiwa kujia ngiri nyingine hapo. Wacha wakule, lakini wacha tu wapambane sasa, tuone nani atakuwa. I had another commentator from Kikuyu region who is always in, I think in Kameme FM. Is a news presenter. He was saying that hii ni wakati wa kutairiwa kisiasa. So I think ni either Gachagua atatairiwa kisiasa ama ni Kithure Kindiki atatairiwa kisiasa, kwa sababu he was talking what you were saying, brother Benson, by the way. He was saying this is all created by Ruto. He was talking about that. He said that these things, mpaka nikashindwa kwani hao walikuwa wameongea na brother Benson jioni. He was saying that this is a creation of Ruto. If he needed to take somebody else from Mount Kenya East, he could have taken. So he wanted to test something in these by-elections in Bere. So I confirm also that it is true what you were saying. So ni wakati ya mtu mmoja atairiwe, tutajua ni nani.
Okay, asante sana. Pia naona ndugu yetu Msimamo pia amejiunga na sisi. Kaka, habari gani?
Ndugu, salama kabisa studio hapo, na ndugu zangu wote wako hapo.
Okay, asante sana. Hali vipi huko?
Bwana, huko pwani shwari kabisa, tunamshukuru Mungu bwana. Bado tuwapumua tukirejesha tu.
Okay, asante sana. Hata tujaanza kipindi, labda kama uko na habari yoyote, labda unaweza katujulisha sisi pia tukuje kujua kuliko nini kule pwani.
Kwa kweli habari mimi sina, labda ni hizi za tanzia ambazo ulikuwa mnazizungumzia hapa. Nimezipata kidogo kidogo, lakini sikuwa nimezifuatilia kwa kina. Labda pengine mnijuzi yako vipi huko maeneo ya ndugu zetu huko kwa Nyanza huko, na hizo tanzia sio kama ni za kweli ama ni vipi?
Kweli
kisha kama kuna maswali basi nipo nione kama ni wapi ambao ninaweza nikaongea.
Asante sana kakaangu. Ukweli kwamba pale kwa Jaramogi wamepoteza mtoto wao, dada wao ambaye anaitwa Beryl Achieng', ambaye alipoteza uhai wake leo. So na ni kweli, na venye tulisema hapo awali kwamba sisi tunawaambia tu pole na Mungu awajalie ama awazidishie kwa saizi, wapatie nguvu kwa yale ambao wanapitia kwa saizi.
Pia mimi ndugu yangu nitabidi nifuate viatu hivyo vya kuweza kutoa rambirambi zangu haswa zangu binafsi, lakini kwa niaba ya jamii yangu na wale wote ambao wamenizunguka. Pole hizo ziwafikie haswa familia hii, maana ni juzi mno, lakini unajua la Mungu halina makosa. So Mungu akipanga amepanga. Kwa hivyo ni kuwaombea tu Mungu awajalie nguvu pia katika kipindi hiki kigumu.
Asante sana kakangu, na wale ambao wote tuko nao hapa. Mimi kuna swali ambao tunataka tujadili, na hii inakuja kwa tume la uchaguzi, kwa sababu kuna leo habari ambao liliandikwa katika nakala moja nchini, ambapo inasema kwamba hata tume ya kupambana na ufisadi walitoa barua rasmi kwa tume la uchaguzi kuhusu mgombea mmoja ambaye yuko mbele, lakini wanasema kwamba kuna ile tuseme kwamba kuna maneno ambayo ilitoka juu hatujui ni wapi, ambapo ilifanya kwamba ikasema lazima huyo mtu lazima apatiwe kibali ama apatiwe ruhusa ya kugombea. Sasa wametoa hiyo nakala, wameandika story ndefu, na ukienda kwa hiyo nakala bado utaona ile mahusiano ama tuseme kwamba ni kama tu ufalme wa biashara, ambapo unaona kila mtu ambaye yumo katika tuseme katika hapo kwa IBC kuko venye wako related. There's that relations. When you look at the web, I can call it the web. For example, they say that the godfathers have it, and this is one of some of the this is from one of the papers we have. You'd see the late Right Honorable Prime Minister. There's that say that he was a friend to Junet is a friend to one of the commissioners, you know, and there's also the president is also there. We have Nanok. So it is a web of influential people on the IBC. So to start with, I will start with Marco Bura, maybe to be brief. Do you feel from the what we've seen on this paper, the IBC is going to deliver credible and verifiable by election?
Okay, thank you so much. And I want to say that the IBC has always been, accused of so many things. This is not the first time, several times. And the people of Kenya has never had what we call a full approval, or they've never really agreed with the formation of the IBC. They've never agreed with the people who have always been appointed. But again, that has always been true, because if you do follow the elections that have been held in the Republic of Kenya, and the people who have been given the mandate to manage the elections, of course, the IEBC, the leadership of the IEB has not always been a leadership that is truthful, a leadership that conforms and follows the rules and the regulations that have been placed in the Republic of Kenya. They've not always followed fully the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and that has always been, of course, pointed out by the courts. Remember, the 2017 general election, remember the 2007 general election. These are some of the elections that the people of Kenya has questioned. And if you look into all these elections, we've always seen, some loopholes or some reasons to doubt the people who have been given these opportunities to lead. But again, one thing that we've noted as a people is that the electoral system of the Republic of Kenya are always manipulated by the political elites. And most of time it has been manipulated by the sitting government. That is something that has always been seen. If you see what happened in 2007, the sitting president of this government that was sitting then was accused of having manipulated the elections. Come to 2017, the sitting government was also accused of having manipulated the elections. Not once, but several times. We've always seen that. And again, the appointment of the leaders of the IEBC has always been compromised. Compromised in the sense that we've always seen favoritism or an appointment that is not really reflecting the will of the people or reflecting what the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya demands. We've always seen people being elected based on how close they are to the political class.
Yep.
How how easily they can be compromised or how easily they can be used to change the electoral results. That is one of the things that we've always witnessed as a people. And for that reason, the people of Kenya do not trust the political elites. They do not trust that they should be given the opportunity to do the elections or to appoint the people who are going to lead in this particular IEBC. It is not right that the leaders are the ones who are supposed to be doing this election or selection or appointment of the people who are going to lead. If you are a team, you should not be given the chance, and especially if you have a upper hand, to appoint who is going to do the referee of the match that you are going to be having. And to me, I've always felt that the manner in which the appointment or the manner in which the IEBC has always been constituted, it has not been constituted in a genuine way or in a way that either side will feel that the appointment has been done in the right manner. I've always said that anything that is involving the political class, anything that is involving a sitting president or a government that is in power, of course, and remember, a government that wants to retain power or go for the second term, you will never find them, giving an appointment to anybody that they think or anybody who has the merits. They will always go for those people that they feel are closer and can be used easily. Actually, in simple terms, I can say that they always elect or appoint people that they can remote control. Those are the things that we've always seen in the Republic of Kenya. And for that reason, if you ask me, currently as the IEBC is, the IEBC that is currently in office, if you ask me today, tomorrow, any day, as a Kenyan, I can clearly and categorically say that they cannot hold a free, fair, and verifiable election in the Republic of Kenya. They are going to hold an election that will be marred with a lot of chaos, a lot of dishonesty, a lot of theft of votes, manipulation, and all those kind of things. And at this point, where we are seeing a web of, we're seeing a web of close relationship amongst this group of people who have been appointed. It clearly says or shows that this is already a compromised group, and you cannot expect anything free and fair because they are a group of people who have what we call interest. They have been put there to deliver what their masters wants them to deliver. And that is how I can put it.
All right, thank you so much. I'm also joined with our good friend here. Let me see, I'm not seeing his name. Let me see, what is his name? Simuoni jina yake, lakini ndugu kaka, na kukaribisha sana kwa mjadala.
John Mandi.
John
Msimamo.
Msimamo, I can see Msimamo. I can see Msimamo very well. John, how are you doing, sir? John, hebu angalia. John, hebu enda pale hakuna muziki bana, ndio sasa tukupate vizuri. Thank you so much, Makobura. And I'm going to Msimamo, then I will come to Joseph, then Miguda will conclude, then I will take the another round. And this is what I'm quoting what the Standard said here. The Standard has established from credible sources that within the commission that the chair Erastus Edu Kethon board to political pressure and hostessly instructed the secretariat to clear the tainted candidate for Mbeere North parliamentary seat. So which means what happened, there was a pressure that's coming. So what he did, he instructed for the Mbeere North candidate to be cleared to vie for that political seat, despite the letter that was given out and by the anti-corruption unit. Ndugu yangu, sasa wewe unaona kwamba kulikuwa na hiyo njama. Hilo njama lipo. Mtu ako na makosa na unapata kwamba sasa tunawacha hatufuati sheria kwa sababu sasa tunatumia mamlaka ambayo tuko nazo kisiasa, ndio mtu apatiwe hiyo kibali ya kuwa katika kinyang'anyiro. Inamaanisha, tuseme kwamba swali ni je, inamaanisha katika hiyo kaunti yote hakukuwa na mwanaume ambaye angeweza kupatiwa nafasi kuwania hicho kiti? Ni lazima tu ikuwe tu huyu?
Asante ndugu yangu hapo Ben, kwa swali ile lenye tija. Kwa kifupi nitalijibu kwa kusema hivi: tuko na tatizo katika taifa letu la kufuata katiba na sheria. Unajua sheria ni ya wanyonge, walionavyo wana uwezo wa kuipindisha sheria. Na hili ni tatizo sugu, kwamba ikiona sheria imewabana wenye mbavu wanaipindisha kwa haraka, but ikiwa inamfeva yule mnyonge basi itabidi ifuatwe kikamilifu. Kwa maana kuna haja gani ya kulazimisha mtu lazima wakati kumetoka dosari? Mbona kusifanywe kile ambacho kina afiki kikatiba na kisheria? Kama ni mtu kusimamishwa kwa sababu hakuna masuala mazima na kufanya masuala mazima na una makosa fulani yameonekana hapo, mbona sheria isifuatwe? Ndio hapo tunagundua kuna some ambao wako above the law, kiasi kwamba kwa kutaja jina la fulani, mfano mimi niseme jina la Benson, mimi nimetumwa na Benson, basi nikitaja hilo jina linanipa favor kwa mambo yangu fulani fulani. So hapo ndo tuna mapungufu. Naweza nikasema kwamba kwa taifa tuna hayo mapungufu ambayo tunachukulia hayana msingi, hayana maana zaidi, lakini ndio ambao yanatukosesha imani haswa katika masuala mazima na hili swala la IEBC. Kwa maana kama watamuidhinisha huyu bwana awanie, itakuwa ni kinyume cha sheria, na ndivyo ambavyo watakuwa wamejionyesha asilia na rangi halisi yale ambayo atajiri aswa 2027. Kwa maana kimtazamo wangu mimi kama Msimamo nasema hivi kwamba haya ni marekebisho tu ya kuona na kutathmini kwamba kutaendaje kule mbele 2027. Asante.
Okay, thank you so much. As Biguda is coming in, and this is another statement that came. Mudende is a UDA candidate in the hotly contested by-election that could determine President William Ruto influence in the Mount Kenya region. The anti-corruption watchdog recommended that Mudende be charged in connection with a total of Kenya shillings 643 million supply of oxygen manufacturing plant to Kenyatta National Hospital. And EACC forwarded this recommendation to Officer of Director of Public Prosecution as well as the IEBC. Miguda, what does this one tell you about the processes that we have, especially if the institutions that have been given the power by the Constitution to carry out such like investigation and gives you evidence, but you still go ahead to give the person go ahead to run, knowing very well that you are going against the law. What does this one speak about our institutions? Do they have power? And what again does this one speak about we as the people, even the leadership itself?
Yeah, it is true that we have that institutions that has been given power by the Constitution to undertake their roles and function. As it may be, you find out that not that they are not powerful, they are powerful according to the power vested to those institutions by the Constitution, but you find out that even after all the provisions of the law and the Constitution, there is that real applicability of the law whereby it's now being applied. In its applicability, I think there is compromise whereby there are individuals who are not following the Constitution as it is, or the rule of law. There are individuals who do things their way as they think, and those are the people who should be brought to book. And that's why you find out that even after a well-documented investigation has been carried out and handed over to the IBC, they go further to clear the said candidate, and now it's contested. There have been many things, like I've told before, not only the issue of clearing the candidate, but also the issue of electoral malpractice by the candidate and the sponsors. And one of the reasons that I am very much confident that these elections are going to be win in court is because of the issues you have stated, like the one whereby there is corruption allegation, there are been investigative report given to the IBC, but they have declined to clear the said candidate. What I understand is that IBC ought to be impartial, IBC ought to be neutral, IBC ought to be non-partisan, because they are the referee in this context. They are the body that ensure that they undertake our elections. But also, we have to agree that right now we the people are complaining about the IBC. But we have known from the time immemorial that IBC is a problem. To understand that people have moved to court, including Supreme Court, so that we can understand the electoral process in this country. But there have been some directives given out by the Supreme Court, and some have been followed, some have not been followed by the players, including the IBC. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we agree that is a problem. IBC is a problem. Our election body is the problem, from even the ECK, the one which was succeeded by IBC. But we have issues, we are the people. Because when IBC presided over the elections of 2017, we saw people like Matiang'i were in that camp, and they agreed the results. And they said IBC have done a very good job. They accolades the chair by that person, and also they agree with the result and say it was free, fair, transparent. When we had the election for 2022, the UDA team, including Rigathi Gachagua, all appreciated the fact that Chebukati has done a very good work and IBC has got no problem. But the people in opposition has always been insisting on this problem of the IBC. Today, I was perplexed when I watched the former CS for the Interior, Fred Matiang'i, complaining that as the United Opposition, they are moved to High Court so that High Court can give them clear direction on the directives given by the Supreme Court on how to declare the election results. They said that declaration should be done at the polling station and at the constituency tallying center. Now, the United Opposition are opposed to National Tallying Center. But when they are being questioned, why are you opposed to National Tallying Center? They are saying that the transmission of the result from the National Constituency Tallying Center to the National Tallying Center, that is where there have been this fishy thing going on. But we are also asking them in a polite note that if you knew that the problem is the transmission from constituency to national.
Yeah.
Why were you comfortable in 2017 and 2022? The United Opposition, why are they comfortable? And they never point out. Now, if they have found themselves in United Opposition, they are now protesting the transmission from the constituency to national science. So what am I to say? If something is wrong from the word go, it should be wrong. Not that it is only wrong when it's your turn. So and until we agree as the people that IBC has a problem unanimously, the Ruto people, the net opposition, that is where we can end this problem. But this issue of when it's favoring me, it is fair. But when it's not favoring me, it's unfair. So until we agree that in 2017, in 2022, and even 2007, we have had issues, even those 80s or 90s, we have had issues because we are told that even Moi rigged in 97 and also Moi rigged in 92. We have had issues with the electoral bodies in this country. Until we get the electoral reforms or we got the electoral justice, that is when we, at the people of Kenya, will say that, okay, IBC has got no problem. As things are right now, I'm very much confident that IBC has a problem. And IBC are going to rig these elections. And IBC, both in those parties, they have been compromised. The IBC deputy, like what our good friend from the conversation, Regman, has said, that there was the vice chair for the Magarini was compromised. And there's also allegation that the deputy presiding officer of the Kasip Kabondo has been compromised. And also the issue at Mbere. Because from the time the candidates were being cleared, you find out that there have been electoral malpractice. There have been investigative reports, but none has been taken to action. They have just allowed the candidates. Extent, we can just say that the IBC has been compromised from the word go. And also IBC has been not only compromised, but they have been captured. And we expect that these elections are going to be rigged, and also 2027 elections, they are going to be rigged as well.
All right, thank you so much. And Joseph, maybe if you can weigh your thought as you combine with what we read, do you think sometimes the leadership or the political class, or those are doing this report, allowing such to happen, they take advantage of what usually happen in our court system, that you find that all these corruption cases with the mega billions of money, they take too long, especially in the court process, to be determined, so that somebody would say that the presumption that until proven guilty, that is when now you can be barred from running. Do you think there's that loophole of that, of the judicial processes taking too long?
Yes, thank you. Talking about judiciary, I think the institution have been so much loopholes in terms of prosecuting of these cases, and most of the cases have delayed. We have even a case that was involving the MP Waluke, and there was I don't remember the name of the other person they were involved in that case. That case dragged on from 2005, and it came to be prosecuted, I think 2020 or some years there.
Yeah.
So that is what happens. People also, the people who are doing these corruption dealings, they have also known that there is a big loophole in the judiciary system, and they know even if we take this money, we can be able to clean out the system before even they get to know to get the evidence and the witnesses to come and testify. And most of the time, these loopholes have made even some people, some witnesses to disappear, and some evidence to disappear. So I think our judiciary, sometimes it declares verdicts, but it is still lagging behind in terms of corruption cases should be dealt with there and then. They should not be given time at we want to give you time for doing this due diligence, what, because they are brought in these cases from the director of criminal investigation, who is the DPP. They are supposed to come and see if the evidence is sufficient, and they try to prosecute these cases. Because the more they delay, the more people don't care now. They see, even though hiyo kesi ita delay, itakuwa kwanza nimekula hii pesa. So this is the loopholes we are talking about, and it's very unfortunate that our criminal justice has been like this. So I'm reminded by Father Dan, it was Waluke and Wakungu. They were involved. Was it maize scandal or was it water scandal? I remember maize scandal or was it water?
It is maize scandal.
Maize scandal, yeah. So
and
they were involved.
And remember the other day he was suing for defamation. He wanted some money back for defamation. Dan, you can confirm to us that, Father Dan.
And that was a case which was in 2005, I think, 2006. That is a case which has taken how many years now? It had taken almost 19 years. Because right now we can see, no, almost 18 years, because now we could say it is 20. So that is what happens to this criminal justice system. I think what we should do is corruption cases should be treated like the way they treat election cases. You have seen the election cases, the presidential election first, that case is declared there and then. It does not even take time. It takes only some few days. Then you hear that they have taken the bench. I think corruption cases should also be heard by the Supreme Court. They're not supposed to be heard by these other courts. They are supposed to go direct to the Supreme Court and they are declared there and then. So I think about IEBC and not comment about it. Many people here have commented about IEBC. It's not everybody has said, and we cannot continue repeating the same thing. IEBC is not a body which can conduct free and fair elections. It has been shown since the time it was born till now. We are still crying. We thought that ESCK was worse, but we got into IEBC. It's even worse than what we thought. So and how they have been so much improvements in terms of electioneering items, like the processes that have been brought by our former late Prime Minister Raila Odinga. They were brought about changing the IEBC, but we're still there, and we still even want to change it now. You have heard them coming, I think, points to change how they vote. And I think today, if we are talking about news today, the senator for Busia, Okiya Mtata, has taken a case to court about the clearing of the elections, that they are not going to be declared in the tallying center, as they call it, or the where they say ya kujumulisha the votes. So they want it to be scrapped and the votes should be declared in the constituency level. So we are going to see how it's going to turn up, but IEBC has mandated, brother. Even these by-elections, I see it's not even delivering free elections.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Joseph. And as I invite in Makobura, because like in our constitution, we have chapter 6, and this chapter 6, if you look at it critically, you find that the political elite, I would say that I've decided to run that chapter and throw it in the river because it doesn't have meaning. Because like if you look at even those who are running for those particular political offices, if chapter 6 could have been in place, I tell you around 99% of those who are in the office currently would not be leading us. But because it is something that they don't take it with a lot of seriousness, then it waters down. So question to you, Makobura. Now, what is the essence of having anti-corruption unit, even after giving the recommendation that this is not what should be done, or this is what is the real deal, but you still go ahead to do the opposite? Now, what is the issue of anti-corruption unit then? Because now it should not be in existence.
Okay, thank you so much. Just like I'd said, or I'd talked about the IEBC. IEBC is is a body that has been given the mandate to operate by the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and the Constitution clarifies to what extent they're supposed to be, doing or working.
Yeah. All right, Makobura, how are you? Makobura, did I lose you? Okay. I think. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying that as much as, for example, IEBC has been given the mandate to operate within the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya and given the powers, most of time they've not really done well, or they've not, performed. And out of the several negligences, or out of them not really respecting what the law says, we've ended up into serious fights where elections have been disputed not once but several times. If you come to the EACC, to me, if you ask me, I'll say that is the toothless body that is currently operating in the Republic of Kenya. They're receiving money from the public or the taxes of the people of Kenya, but on the ground, they're doing nothing. The EACC as a body is one that, of course, has been given a lot of power. And if they exercise the power they've been given, they can do a lot of things. We've always seen them coming up or being, told where to go by the political class. And that is where the problem is coming, because all these bodies, they're independent, but most of the time they've always waited, or they've always been given instructions by the executive or those in power. And they are being used to silence those people who are coming out to criticize or to point out the negativity that is happening within the government. So sometimes you even ask yourself, what then is the role of the EACC? What then are their role? All these independent bodies that have been given, for example, the power to investigate and to come up with a way of assisting the people of Kenya from the jaws of bad leadership. They've not followed the law. They've not done what the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya says or the mandate they've been given. And if you ask me, all those people should be fired. If they cannot do as per the Constitution, then the body should then be disbanded, because it does not make sense that a body is being funded by the taxes of the people of Kenya. They've been given everything. They've been given all the experts, everything they need to ensure that they bring forth the cartels, they bring forth a message that is going to assist the people. The other time we've seen them following up some political class. They follow them, and then once that politician joins the government side, they are left. Once they're on the opposition side, they are followed. And then you ask yourself, then what is the way forward? What is the way forward? And you also find that this political class who are maneuvering to remote control all these independent bodies are the most corrupt in the Republic of Kenya. So you find that whenever these independent bodies are in bed with the political class, then there is nothing effective that they can do. To me, they have done nothing, and they should be disbanded unless they come out to justify that they are truly there in existence and they're doing what the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya expects of them and what the people of Kenya expects of them.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Makobura. And this would bring me to this question, and maybe Joseph can handling about these constitutional officers that are given the powers, especially to handle some issues that should be or issues that should be in their purview, or issue that they should be tackling, especially come even to the ones that usually handles the hate speech. We've seen quite a number of politicians making kind of like hateful remarks. There are someone in those offices. We don't see them being held responsible or even taken to court to answer some charges. Now we are seeing EACC is making a recommendation to the IEBC. But what happens? They go against that. So when you look at all this, and even look at better what was happening, you look at the resources whereby the civil servants who are not supposed to be participating in politics are on the ground campaigning, and the IEBC does not even say any comment. And at the end of the day, we would say that we are democratically, we have institutions that are working. So my question is, how even are we planning? Because like right now, we know what is in the pipeline. We are going towards the Asian giant. how can we go to the Asian giant, yet we are experiencing such like issues that are very, very, very minimal that we cannot handle, Mr. Joseph?
Yes, thank you for that question. I think there is clearly something wrong with IBC. Something really wrong with IBC, because you cannot be having CSs campaigning and you don't see that as a problem. You cannot be having killings that are happening in certain campaign areas and you don't see any problem. You cannot be having bribery of voters and you hear there is no problem. They neither see nor hear. I think the eyes of IEBC have been kept shut, and they cannot see nor speak. So if they cannot see nor speak, why do they want to give us an election? And why do they want to be mandated to be able to head these elections? If they are non-seers and non-talkers, why do they want us to give them the mandate to be able to lead these elections? It's such a shame. And the guy who is heading the IEBC should feel very ashamed, because it is a disaster. He knows what has happened to the certain IEBC chairmen who have been there. They always leave that seat feeling very shameful and ashamed because of not giving credible elections. So I think IEBC, the problem that we made, Brother Besson, is one. We gave politicians the rights to have them be able to bring IEBC commissioners in fold. If we could have removed the political parties or the political players from getting IEBC and gotten a very serious outfit from the people who could have tried to see, it is very unfortunate that now everybody is pulling themselves to where the party is telling them. These guys are politically aligned to certain parties and certain players. So how do you expect them that they are going to rule against what they feel in their heart? They feel that, like now the chairman, we can see, I don't want to come here and talk about him so much, but you can clearly see what he's doing. You cannot be that you're being told somebody's corrupt and you're still bringing him back to run for a seat, and already he has been given he has corruption cases to answer. So, but what can we do? This is Kenya, and this is a new Kenya. So IEBC will do whatever they want to do, and there is nothing. Nobody will question them. But let us see if it will be permissible in court. That guy, if he has corruption cases, now the problem is that Mbeere County will always have problems, because this guy will be running in and out of courts. He will not even be able to registrate good laws about his constituency, because he'll be there thinking about how I'll be able to clear my name of these cases. So another thing I wanted to say, you made me laugh, Brother Benson, when you said Asian giants. I think we are going to enter the leagues of Asian dwarfs, because we cannot reach the league of Asian giants. If we continue with this trajectory we are going, I don't see if we are going to reach that destination. I think we are trying to go to that destination with a car which does not have wheels, which does not have even brakes, which does not have even acceleration. So how are you going to be able to accelerate this car, and you're saying that you want us to be able to reach there? But lakini sasa unajua sasa wanasema battery ilipotea na Gachagua sasa sijui tutaweza kujumstart hii gari aje. So it's quite an issue, and I don't want to talk about them again, Brother Benson, because if you talk about IEBC, it's making my head to ache, because there is nothing we can do about IEBC. IEBC is dirty, and it has dipped itself in that. Ni kama tu hizi, I told you, IEBC, EACC, NCIC, they are just they are dogs. Have you ever seen a dog without teeth? So what it do, it always sucks the bone. So that is what they are doing now.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Joseph, for that. And I'm just receiving this information, new updates. I'm not in critical condition. Instead of spreading rumors, let us pray for one another. That I quote from That is a quote from Oburu Odinga. So I think there are those who are spreading these rumors that Honorable Oburu Odinga, the party leader of ODM, also doubles up as a senator, is in critical condition. So this is what I think he has done it through his social media platform. And I quote again, I'm not in critical condition. Instead of spreading rumors, let us pray for one another. I think the reason why people are spreading these rumors is because, like, being the eldest, you know, they usually say that he's the person who was supposed to break the news of the sister. But, you know, people are now saying that, okay, you should not. But from all indication, this is from the party leader of ODM and from his social status. So for those who are spreading rumors, the other day also I saw people were spreading rumors about Jeff Koinange, you know, that Jeff Koinange.
I think Eric Ayaga, the Nairobian, was in Dubai today. You know, he's always everywhere. So I think he can categorically say that the party leader is well and sound and is coming, because I've seen him telling us he's coming. So I trust the source in Eric Ayaga. You know, he's the Nairobian, he's the Dubaian, he's the American. Can't trust him in everything.
Okay, so can't post comment to some destination. Let me see. What is Father Dan saying here? Let me see. We have one of two non-wash business in Embu, Eldoret, Nairobi, and Nairobi is the most affected.
Well, Father Dan money has been washed one time, so he knows the one in Embu. He's very angry. You need to ask him for some details.
Ali Oshua. Okay, thank you so much. And let's switch the gears at least and come out of what is happening, especially in the institutions that are given the powers to oversee some of the critical conditions or some of the issues that people are raising, including anti-corruption and even when it comes to clearance of the candidates who are running. So let's switch the gears, because like from our discussion, we now conclude that we still have a long way to go, especially labda unajua technology, unajua kuna labda jui kutumia hizi simu zetu baba. Okay, so let's see the dynamics of politics that is going to take place, because like what we are looking at, still looking at is the by-elections that are coming, and we want to jump to Malava, where we've seen a good chunk of ODM members have decided to throw their weight behind Seth Panyako. Now, how does this one complicate matters for ODM themselves? Because remember, in Malava, what happened was gentleman agreement between the UDA and ODM, bearing in mind that they were in the broad-based government. So they decided that this place, especially places like Malava, you know, like those areas is where like any party could win, either ODM or UDA or any other political party would win. They do not have like a specific political party that is sure of winning, especially 100%. But now there's also a group of ODM, including the ones that are behind Baraza, who are supporting the UDA candidate. The other ones who feel they are not aligned to Baraza are supporting the DAP candidate. What does it one mean to ODM going forward? Because in the event that Panyako wins, you know, the ODM members will take credit, you know, that we are the people who did that. And that one will send signal, especially to Baraza and those who are opposed to him. And what will this one also do to the leadership of ODM? Let's just focus on ODM a little bit before we look at other factors. Let me start with you, Makobura, and maybe you can be brief, especially on what is happening in Malava concerning the ODM supporting Panyako.
Okay, thank you so much. We've seen what we call broad-based government or broad-based arrangement. Broad-based, the one that is comprising of the ruling party, that is the UDA, assisted with the ODM party. We've seen not once but several times in the by-elections, ODM and the UDA party coming in certain agreements to work together. Particularly, you go to Omabay, Kasipul, Kabondo, you'll find that that candidate who died was an ODM, and for that reason, the UDA has decided that they're supporting ODM and they're not fielding any politician. You go to Mbere, they've also decided that ODM will then support the UDA. You go to Malava, then over there, the UDA, of course, together with ODM has decided that they're also supporting the broad base. And those kind of arrangements are ones that are based on the arrangement or the signings that they had. We remember the UDA and ODM had a written agreement, of course, based on the 10-point agenda. Once which came up after the the consistent demonstration by the young people when the ODM decided to assist the UDA in their own way of explanation to stabilize the country. And out of that, they signed an agreement or a memorandum of working together. Let me put it that way. If you go to Malava, we are seeing even the opposition side, they're also coming together. Remember, the opposition has quite a number of political parties, but they're also coming together in solidarity, not, in a way to consolidate and to also go fighting as a team. It is a strategy that is used by the political class so that they can gather and, fish, or they can, it is a strategy they're using so that they can ensure that they win, or they show the other side that they're in charge. All this kind of arrangement, the one in Malava, it is of course based on the political muscles that are also on the ground. Remember, the opposition side led by the DAP is preparing or is supporting Panyako, and they have all rallied behind him as a way of giving him support so that they ensure that the united opposition's candidate win. If you go to the government side or the broad-based side, they're also supporting a candidate. So all these are signs of unity with purpose, or unity with reasons, or unity with with a view of getting support or building a stronger team. That is what I can say. And the Malava one is quite interesting because remember, the DAP candidate is one who is already known as being in the limelight, serving in different capacities, and again has held government to accountable in several times. And for that reason, is coming out to be a stronger candidate. But again, on the UDA or the government side or the broad-based side, there's also a candidate who is enjoying support from the governments, enjoying support from the government machineries, and it is not going to be an easy contest, so to say, because remember, in that particular area comes the Speaker of the National Assembly, also comes the Prime Cabinet Secretary, all in broad-based government. And remember, that support, the money support or the financial support, which is very important also in politics, is also being received by that. But again, on the opposition side, they're also getting that support, the people, being that this is a leader that had already been tested and is partly known on the ground. That is
all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Makobura. And maybe I'm coming to you, Joseph. And, if you look at, Laban Misiani, thank you so much for joining. And Laban is telling us, Brother Ben, UDA shall win Malava seat. Hashtag two-term. Thank you so much for your comment. Joseph, I want you to look at it this way, especially in ODM, because like when you look at the voting pattern, especially in Western Kenya, Kakamega has been that county that has always been, ODM has been rooted in that county, whereby they've won majority of the seats, including the governorship. for almost, or this is almost like over 15 years. They've controlled that county. And now we are seeing the division, especially quite a number of them, good number of them are backing another candidate, and the ODM also is backing another candidate. So there are two factions there. When you look at now ODM with the crisis that they have, do you see a future in ODM, especially in Kakamega, whereby they can vote or they can support ODM fully, like the way they used to support, based on the divisions that we've seen going towards by-election?
Yes, thank you, Brother Benson. Sorry, I thought you had talked to me earlier. You know, nilikuwa nimeenda kupewa misheveve. Something you call misheveve. So, thank you. I'll comment on this one. And say one thing. There was that vote which was Raila's vote in Western. And Raila had a huge vote following in Western. So that one is the one which is up for grabs, because we'll be able to retain it.
Yeah.
Will Musalia Mudavadi be able, or Wetangula, to retain that? Or will Natembea take that? Or will Natembea, Eugene, and the likes of Bonnie Halwale take that? So that is the bigger issue. And the problem is, I've not seen so much of ODM in Western. Have you seen so much of ODM in Western? I've not seen them. We have not seen the likes of Akina Otsotsi. We have not seen the likes of Akina Sifu. Sifuna comes from Western. Who are the other MPs who are from Western? I think we have not seen, and I think even Western is truly changing, Brother Benson. Which MPs are from ODM in Western? No, even I don't know them well, because I'm trying to figure out some of the MPs I know from Western. Is Nani from ODM? This guy, this funny guy. It's called this guy, funny guy with the Rasta hairs. Nani?
No, that is DAP.
Is DAP?
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. Which MPs are from ODM in Western? Because even after to think about them, I'm getting only two.
We have the one that was vying for is called who?
We have
Chindi Mwale.
We have Bishop Kabala.
Oh.
We have I'm forgetting his name. We have the one from Busia who are almost all of them.
They're coming from Kakamega. We are just talking about the Kakamega.
So that's why I was saying, Brother Benson. I was saying this. Raila was only the one who was left who could be given votes from Western. Now, I don't think ODM can hold it together in Western. That will be impossible for them. It is even becoming impossible for them. They don't have even a candidate. Let them not say that they were supporting UDA candidate. They don't have even a candidate. And Western politics supposed to be mostly candidates. I can see Laban there telling me Western is purely ODM. How? If most of the MPs you don't have, how will you be ODM purely? It's just because they voted for Baba in 2022. And that thing is shifting very fast. After Baba left the picture of this great republic, is now the things is changing. The tides are changing. They were only voting for Raila because he had a following. Raila had that following from the people. But can you see anybody else in ODM who can have that kind of following? Let's stop lying to ourselves. Who else can come in the shoes of Raila Odinga? Let's ask ourselves that simple question. In Western, I live in Nyanza region, in Western, in Kisii, in Coast, in Turkana. Even right now, Turkana, we don't know. We don't even know. It cannot be comprehended because we can only come here and speculate. It is in ODM. But how will we know they're still in ODM? We don't know if Turkana will change the shift and vote for UDA. So it's quite a very difficult affair because the void that was left by the late Honorable Raila Odinga, cannot be filled by most people. It can't. It is impossible. First in Western, in Kisii. Just look even in Kisii, Brother Benson.
Yeah.
Even as we go to Kakamega, look Kisii. Kisii, the only person you're seeing now campaigning for ODM is only the governor. Go and look at the MPs. I gave to you the names yesterday. Do you see them there? No. Most of them, even the ODM voted MPs, they are out. The likes of Akino Nyonka, the likes of Akino Kongo Morgan, they are out. So I don't even understand. The senator of Busia, by the name Okia Umtata, left even the bus a long time ago. So
Okia was not an ODM member.
But you know, he was supportive of Raila in the last election. We are talking about the support base. We are talking about everything, support base of, because you know this whole thing is spinning up. Even if you like to accept or not accept, Brother Beso, this whole thing is going up to who? One and only Raila Odinga. It's going up to them. But now that is not there, who can take the mantle of ODM? We are seeing they are squabbling everywhere. They are fighting. Everyone is for himself, saying even we can tear this party apart. There is no reason, and that's why I came to believe that Raila was a reason in ODM, and his authority was final. When he stamped his authority, nobody could question him. Do you think the likes of that lady could have gone and questioned Raila Odinga party as a party leader? Could she have gone to court? No, but she can go and question Oburu Odinga. Why? So let us not come and lie to ourselves here. Let's just say as it is. I know we have ODM members here and they are going to clarify. But to say the truth, in these other regions, it is becoming very problematic for ODM. It's not an easy task. Even Kilifi, it will not be. By the way, if there is a place I thought ODM could have won without a struggle, is Kilifi. Kilifi by election, ODM could have won without a struggle. But right now it is struggling. You can feel it, even if they are saying mambo ni noma. Yeah? You can feel it that they have an issue. The DCP wanapelekana hapa kwa hapa ana kwa ana. Yeah? And same likes goes to the likes of UDA. They are still struggling in certain areas. Yeah? So their MPs are going left, right, and center. You see in the coast, the person who was of reason for them, Akina Jicho Pevu. They have only been left with Akina, it's called who, that guy, Hassan Omar, who has never been elected in any elective seat. So it's truly amazing. The only problem that you have in Kenya is that they don't want us to have the elections. But for the game that is played in politics, it can always amaze you. Chilolo is amazing. So that is what is happening. And Malava will be a highly contested one. I've seen Sel Panyako analia pia. Sijui ni nini analia hata yeye. I think kila mtu analia. So we are going to see what will happen. But that is just my observation.
Okay, now, thank you so much, Joseph. So what is happening, from what I'm finding, that we have 12 constituencies in Kakamega County. Out of 12 constituencies, we had 10 were ODM members, and two were not ODM members. That one included Salasia and the current Malava. So, which means ODM had a larger chunk of votes, especially, or the government of Kakamega. But if things to go by, that the UDA is going to win the Malava, or if they win, it means that it's only Salasia who is going to remain in the opposition, because we know that ODM is working with the government. But it's not, that is according to some information that were written some 3 months ago. But what stands is this. When you look at what is happening in Kakamega for now, there's something that we also have to agree, you know, especially even those who are supporting the ODM, that it is not strong as it used to be. The glue that brought them together was the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And the Prime Minister is no longer here with us, or is no longer with ODM, you know. So it is going to be very difficult, especially for them, even if a small percentage is going to leave ODM, is still going to affect them. And this one will be working good for the opposition. At the same time, it will be working good for President William Ruto, because this is what I'm telling you. Going forward, President, I don't think is focusing on kind of like getting maybe 99% of the total votes in those particular areas that were being controlled by the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. No, he's fighting to make sure that the percentage that he gets is over 30. Yeah, even if the winning candidate gets like 60, he might get 40. So he's fighting over 35% in all the regions, which means that one puts him at a good start, especially for his 2027. Yeah. So then he will be looking at areas that are we call them the swings. You know, the areas that sometimes do not have the people that they rally behind. So from there, he will make sure that those areas he garners more votes in those areas. Then that one might really affect or give him a very good leverage. So it means that opposition will have to work hard. So let me come to you, Miguda, and this is specifically for ODM. When we are seeing these divisions in a county that has always voted ODM, you can even see from the campaigns. Oparanya campaigned, though he claimed to be an ODM member, but he's a CS. So we can count that he's campaigning as a CS. Look at the other members of ODM who have not participated, especially in the by-election that is taking place in Malava. Even take the entire Western Kenya. We've not seen that ODM members, including the deputy party leader, that is Osotsi from Vihiga, going to campaign because they're in the broad-based governments. So it tells you that disconnect. So what does this one leave them with immediately after election? After election, how can they come and unite themselves?
You know, there's a problem in ODM. And the problem in ODM began when Raila was alive. Because the division between Oparanya and Frande Baraza manifested when Raila was alive. And also you had that there were some people also complaining that if they were not going to be given certificate, for instance, Nairobi gubernatorial, Raila supported Sakaja impeachment and also supported Sakaja not to be impeached, and also there were rumors that Sakaja was favorable. The Babu Wino threatened to walk out to wipe. So there have been problems, and also since people went to government, there have been different views, unlike before whereby we could get instruction from one command center. Now people have been giving different instruction. And Western, though there have been majority of people are like, even in Busia County, don't focus on Kakamega, even in Busia County, most of the members of parliament are from ODM, even if you go to Kakamega. So, but others are also other political parties. And even if you go to Vihiga, the governor and the senator are both in ODM. But ODM has enjoyed that mass support. I can just say, when Raila passed away, there have been a problem. I think there have been a sharp division within the party because there's no clarity from the decision we are getting. What SG is saying is not what the chairperson Wanga is saying. It's not what Oburu is saying. It's not what the people experts are saying. And the reason is because you find out that if Wanga want to lead the party, people are not going to follow her, because if you look at her inner circle, people like Opondo Kaloma in her inner circle are going to influence the decision of the party. So if people like Opondo Kaloma are influencing the decision of the party, Who can you follow? And also they are making it to look like a Luo party. Remember when Raila was alive, it was the national party. But right now, Wanga is trying to make it look like there's a problem actually, whereby, you know, if you interact with the people on the ground, the people are dissatisfied with how ODM is being run currently by the leadership structure, including how some people are telling people that they must do their way. So there's a problem from the people. But as things may look like, I can say that there's a division in ODM, because there are some people who are not going to listen to other people. You know, when Raila speaks, people could listen to him, and people respected him, gave him utmost respect, unlike Wanga, unlike Oburu. Because if you don't serve my interest in the party, I have no business to be in that party. If you don't serve my interest, why should I be in that party? That's what's happening. There are people who are threatened that when the leadership of Wanga take off, they are not going to be given certificates. Or either the leadership of Oburu takes off, or whoever leadership. Well, there's some people like Junet, influencers. So there's a lot of problem in that party. I can just say, if they've taken a stand, majority of them in the Kakamega County to support, that can tell you that actually the people who are in ODM, they have declined the proposal BBG. That with them, they are siding with the PANACO, not the UDA, because BBG, there is ODM and UDA. But if you see a good number of them, 10 lawmakers, a number of them siding with the UDA candidate, not siding with the DAP candidate, not the UDA. It can show you that they are not going to, you know, the problem is, going forward, we have buried Raila. How is this party going to be led? That's what the problem is. If you can't get our grievances, we are ready to walk out. That's how people are arguing. And we can just say, on a light note, that let me quote what Governor Vado said. ODM as a party is just the rain which has just fallen. It's not coming anytime soon. By the time we laid our party to rest, now it's very disappointing that the people who are left behind have failed the people to carry the party forward. But for now, I can just say we give it the benefit of doubt. But what I know is that there's a sharp division, and it's going to be manifested. It will manifest in the future.
Thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. And you know, when we're looking at the lifeline of ODM after Raila Amolo Odinga, this sets us back to the history of political parties. The reason why ODM will still find it very hard is because how our political parties have always been formed, or they've been running. Even as much as we all agree that the way ODM was formed as a party that fights for social justice and a party that gives that democratic space, and other things that the ODM has really fought for. But something that they did not consider, or the people around the Right Honorable Prime Minister did not consider, was to create with all those structures, but they still relied on power or the presence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And that's why that even every meetings that they are today, nobody can speak without mentioning the name of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. You know, that is one. Secondly, it also tells you that our political parties are individually owned. Because the people who have fought so hard to beat these political parties are the people behind them. Today, for instance, UDA is in existence and strong because of President William Ruto. Because he is the founder, if not the founder, is the pillar that holds that party. And that's why, like, you find that all of them will always worship president. If today the president, the party leader decide that I don't want you to be in that political party, you will go, whether if you go through the party structures. That is also what happened to Senator Orioba. Because if it was where the democracy that is being said exists, then there was no way that Orioba could be chased out of the party. Yet the other day we saw Kimani Ichung'wah and Arun Cheruiyot, who the senior members and also the leadership in the party are putting on the hats that belong to ODM. So the political parties are around individuals. And that's why even Azoburu being that party leader of ODM, he cannot glue the ODM, because also you have to look at the political history of Oburu. When Oburu wanted to run for governor for Siaya with Rasanga, he did not. And what happened? The brother had to come in and assist him. He had to go to Yala. Then there was a time he had to run. When he lost it, he was nominated. You know. So tell me, if the leader now is somebody that ran, and at some point he was not able to be elected by the people until recently of the Siaya senator, that is when now I would say that he was elected. So, which means his political journey was anchored under the shadow of Raila Amolo Odinga. So the ODM, they have to, and Laban has to hear that, they have to do 20 times of what Raila did to keep them together. If not, itasambaratika. Aja kama itasambaratika, but it will split into two. That is my take. Makobura, I'm coming. Hello, Makobura, can you hear me? All right, Mr. Joseph, can you go? Maybe if you have something to say, then we can talk about
Yes.
how.
I wanted to answer Renegade what he was saying and what Brother Benson you were saying.
Yeah.
You were saying that maybe the president is trying to measure himself in the counties and in the constituencies that is going to see if he's going to get 30%.
Yeah.
But don't forget, also him as he's measuring himself, the other opposition leaders, they are also measuring themselves if they are going to get the 30%. If they get the 30% in Kilifi, it means it is all said and done. It's good. If they get the 30% with the certain regions like even Baringo, they are also measuring themselves. So don't think they are not measuring themselves also to see if they can get this 30% from everywhere. Even if they lose, they get the 30. So everybody is paying arithmetics here, and those arithmetics it might help, it might not help. Just like the way Father Dan was telling you there, it might help and might sometimes not help. So this one is for everybody. Is for every person and every coalition which is looking at it for the 2027 general election. But I think much has been said here about ODM. Even though people, Laban might agree or disagree, deep inside, he knows that. He knows there is nobody who can be able to fill the shoes of Raila Amolo Odinga. Nobody can feel it. It's very hard because all of them, they are pulled in different angles. So for tomorrow we are preparing to see if they are going to do the preparations, because today I saw they were doing preparations in I've seen one in was it Kariobangi or where? I saw they had already finished the preparations for the MCA's seat. And I think tomorrow they are going to finish up. We are going to see. Then on Thursday we are going to enter and see now what Laban is telling me here. You know, he's telling me that watapata tu ile ambere and hiyo ingine itakuwa ni 2 terms. We are going to see what is going to happen. But what Brother Miguda, was it Miguda who said? He said that most of the time you see this BBG, they are not measuring it so much. It's not being mentioned in so much of what they are saying. So even the people who are mentioning BBG saizi, most of them have turned it down. So we don't understand what is happening. The likes of Junet amepotea kabisa, hata asikikani. Sijui alipotelea hapa. I think today he talked in Bunge. I don't remember, but also they were talking. I don't know why you did not say we talk a bit about what they were talking about, the first world country concept, because they were in parliament today arguing that. And I don't know.
You see, Joseph, what is happening, and this is something that I still believe until today, that kwa Kiswahili tunasema kwamba, naweza sema kwamba kuna uoga. Na uoga, there is fear, uoga ya kuongea ama uoga ya kusema ukweli, labda kwa sababu unajua kwamba labda ukisema kuna labda jambo ambalo inaweza kukutokezea. Having a dream is okay. Nobody would dispute, or nobody would say that even going to the first world countries is bad. That path is is anything that everybody would admire. Because, for instance, even those who are in diaspora, if Kenya is doing well, majority of people will come back home. Because the environment for even their business to thrive, or environment for them to get those jobs, will be available. The reason why people go out to look for job in other countries, even in those first worlds, because there are opportunities that are there. So that's why they go. But if that one can be actualized in the country, yeah, that is okay. But what you have to look at, and yesterday we talked about the pillars that were laid down, especially by the Singapore, yeah, on how to deal with corruption. That's only the corruption alone. What they decided that, how can we deal with corruption? We did not even talk about on how they decided to deal with the healthcare. We did not talk about on how the structures they put in place, especially when it comes to education. We did not talk about the structure they put in place to come up with the issue of housing, which to some extent could be vision that was borrowed from there. So there must be mechanisms that you're putting in place. And if these mechanisms, and what are the pointers that shows that, okay, this mechanism, can they work? Because we are talking of first world today, yet we are still seeing public members, including even the deputy president, when he was campaigning in Bere, people would line and get the money. How can you go? Because like you have to look at how can we make sure that even our processes, when it comes to electing leaders, the processes are transparent, and we look at people with integrity. So by that alone, we've failed the test. That alone has failed you in the test. That is what I say, because it is that. Then secondly, also, if you want to go that way again, you have to, are the people prepared, the people that you're leading, such that if I say, Joseph, you are wrong, this is something that we need not to do, then you accept, and we find out how we are doing that. The preparedness of the population themselves. And you don't go it alone. You have to include, it should be an inclusive pathway, that even you disagree with opposition leaders on some issues, but bring them on board. They say that we are going to Singapore. It's not politics. And how do we go to Singapore? We have to agree on this are the issues. Any opposition leader with integrity questioned, that person should not be in that path, because it doesn't belong there. You know, so that is how we look at it. But if it's going to be just a political narrative, then I don't think we will be here, whether we will actualize it. Mr. Makobura, are you back?
Hello. Yes.
I thought Brother Makobura has gone to Asian Giants.
Joseph, you can go. And then pick up.
So I can see Father Dan taking the credit. It's okay, no problem. I'll not argue with you. You are the one who said that. So as Brother Benson has said, we cannot be talking about first world countries and we are still exporting labor to foreign countries. I think all the first world countries, they always invite their citizens to come back, and so that they can be able they can be able to come and build the country. But now, as so far as you're hearing, the government is saying that they are very proud that there is remittances of almost 1 trillion. Was it 1 trillion to I think Father Dan will help me. I think they said it's 1 trillion for the people who are working outside. That is the remittances which have been done by the people working abroad. So if you are very happy about that, when will the economy of the country grow, as long as you are saying people should go and work outside? The moment that you're taking people outside, you're saying that you're going to open the borders for other people to come inside. I think our everything that we always put first in Kenya, the things that we put first in Kenya, they are the ones which are non-issues. We put so many non-issues in front of the country than the ones which are supposed to be disturbing us. I think Brother Benson, Brother Miguda has come here and talked about unemployment in the country, which is at an alarming rate. You can see people are queuing when there is in an instance where another country is coming to look for workers who are going to go to other countries. You see people queuing in the lines, and even sometimes even they are queuing till the evening, and maybe even only 100 people will be taken. So it's very unfortunate. As a president, if you are saying we are going to a first world country, you should be alarmed. It's also very alarming that even corruption has prevailed everywhere, even in the security forces. That when you are going to do for this recruitment, somebody even needed to talk about it and started taking a video and talking about how the whole shenanigan of the recruitment was being done. It's very unfortunate, but we are still holding on, saying that we are going to become a first world, and we are going to join we are going to join the leagues of the giants. I've told Brother Benson here we are not joining any giants any soon. Maybe we are going to join the dwarves. Then we are going to see how it's going to become, because the giant kind of league is not easy. You need to fold your shirt and know now you're getting to work, not just this hulabaloo ya kushinda tukiongea first world. I think that one is enough about that world class shenanigans.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph, for your take. And then maybe Miguda, I'll get to you. And I want us to just, I want you to just give your take on two things, and then we'll call it a day. Jicho Pevu, a member of parliament in in the coastal region, is going against Joho and Kingi, and he's saying that he's taking over the kingpinship of the coastal region. You can give us your take, Miguda, and also the tactics that Gachagua is using to outsmart the government in his campaign period. We are seeing him coming up with very funny or serious ways of attracting the people. What is your take, Miguda? You can give us your take, and then Joseph, and then your final remarks, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay, okay, Makobura. Thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I just want to say that the issue at the coastal region, whereby the young lawmaker Jicho Pevu is trying to have a paradigm shift on how people of coastal should think going forward. Him throwing his weight on the ring to compete against Joho and Kingi, who are right now preferred regional leaders. Understand that now Joe is the CS and also King is the Speaker of the Senate. It's a good move. I support. I support any move, provided it's a pro-people move. If he's intending to compete against it so that he can actually advocate for the people's interest, because it looks like the current two people have been captured and they no longer speak about the historical land injustices in the coastal region. They no longer speak about the issues pressing. So if your people can come in and be pro-people thing, so be it. And we like challenge. Is only a person who, why should you fear challenge or competition? If you're not ready, you should just compete. You should allow people to compete with you. If you know that you represent the true attributes of the people, you should not fear anything. Yeah, so to me, I support Pevu. Let him come forth, because also we are in a democratic society, Kenyan context. We are a constitutional democratic state. Therefore, he has also a view. The issue of Gachagua is now the interesting part, whereby Gachagua has decided to do it, what we call, when I was doing my research on the door-to-door campaign, my research reference was pointing at me that door-to-door campaign is a traditional, what we call an ancient method, whereby it was used by people before the evolution of technology and other stuffs. And it was very effective. And in the modern society, whereby people rely on social media, but it's very prudent to visit or to revisit door-to-door campaign, because in my findings, I realized that it creates direct connection with the people. And remember, even if it's a traditional method, but remember, we have older people society. Not that everybody in the society are Gen Z. Not that everybody in the society are Gen Alpha. We have the millennials, we have the Gen X, we have the silent generation. So we are all in the society. So when you apply the method that works effectively for the silent generation or the Gen X, then you are going to communicate and connect to them directly. And remember, right now, the Gen Z are not registered in massive number. So if you want to target the people at home, because most of the millennials are in urban centers, actually looking for how to earn living and other things. But if you want to communicate with the Gen X and the third generation, you should do door-to-door campaign. You connect to them, you communicate to their heart, you communicate to their mind. Therefore, also you bring that trust. Because I had someone telling Rigathi Gachagua that in Swahili, that wewe umekuja na mguu mpaka hapa. To that extent, it resonates and bring that trust. And most importantly, the benefits of door-to-door campaign, it makes the electorate to turn out in large number and vote, because they're going to be persuaded that if this our leader can come to this to door-to-door to our visit. So you make them to turn out large number, and people turning out large number is very significant for this election at 2027. It shows that it's only by ballot. It's only by you walking to a polling station, casting a ballot. That's when you can elect a government of your choice. But you cannot elect a government of your choice by sitting or praying in your social media accounts. No, you must walk into a polling station and cast your ballot. That's very significant. So I can just say, to an extent, it made Kingi also to do what we call copy and cut, so that I saw him taking tea with some people and also carrying a young child in their sitting room because he realized that Gachagua was taking everybody along. So he said, okay, let me try to copy paste this thing if it can work for me. So I can just say it's very effective. It's only the only challenge of door-to-door campaign is that it needs a lot of time. It's time consuming. And if you can do it, it is very effective and is workable for the older generation. And most of the people who are vote anti in the villages, they should adopt door-to-door campaign, not only during the morning hours, but even when people have retired back to their homes, you do door-to-door at nights. I can assure you, Makobura, there is going to be a very significant outcome what Gachagua has done in the door-to-door campaign. And somebody gave up somewhere, and that one we discussed when that right time comes. I just want to conclude by saying, allow me to conclude because I'm also running out of time. I want to appreciate our host, Bro Benson, and Makobura for hosting us for this show. I also want to appreciate our panelist, my colleague, Joseph, I saw Joseph today in a very nice outfit, like a senior counsel in a suit. That's in your profile. That's very impressive. And also want to appreciate our Msimamo who came. I also want to appreciate our viewers, because without you, there's no Brother Benson Media. Let me just recognize the two I'm able to see. Our good friend, Goodia, who we instituted the channel from the onset. Shaima Hussein, Laban Misiani, our good friend, the Prototam. I also want to appreciate Father. I was able to also find out that my good friend came, Eric Ayaga, who is having multiple citizenship, including Uganda. So see you next time, my good friends. Bye-bye.
Before you go, brother, you are gaslighting too much on us. I'm trying to become a senior counsel. I'm trying to get your help.
But Joseph, let me say one thing. You at your age, you are good to go, because you just need undergrad 4 years, then 1 year in the Kenya School of Law, then you are going to be the senior counsel. But the good thing with the law profession is that there's no age for retirement like other professions. But when you are at 60, you have to retire, or 65. You can practice law until you go to your grave. You have seen people like Haminwa and James Agri-Orengo. They are still the profile lawyers in the country. So that's the only noble thing with the law profession, that you can practice until you go back to your maker. So that's the noble part of it. Before you saw people like Danson Omari, they went to school the other day. Today they are practicing. So it doesn't mean that no one was born a lawyer. It's just by creation and developing interest. It's a very interesting course. That's why I was referring to you, because of the ability. You know, we have been here. I understand you very well. The ability to have your ability to have logic, reasoning on how you base your facts, and also how you bring your case. In fact, you can be, if you go to that law school, you'll find that you'll be surprised that you make one of the best students. So all the best. Try to think. Even Marco Bura, I've been talking Marco Bura. You know Marco Bura, we have worked with Marco Bura in a certain law firm. We have worked with Marco Bura in a law firm for 1 year, and Marco Bura understand everything, because Marco Bura was doing filing, he was going to court, he was doing the clerical work, he was doing e-filing. He understand it from at fingertips. He understand. So we were advising him to go, and also I think Marco Bura will still have time, young person, and he will make it. All the best.
The problem, Brother Miguda, before you leave is Marco Bura, you have done a very great job with Miguda. But the problem is you never supported his party. You ran away from his party. But that one is a story for...
I wanted to leave, but let me say one thing here. You know, the good thing, Marco Bura knows me very well. He understands my position. Whenever I'm making statement, he's just pretty laughing, because he knows, you know, that Marco Bura's party. Even me, I told you, Joseph, I have my own political party. I don't want to share it. I don't want to share it right now, because I can share it and someone can go and register at the OPP, of the political party register. So I've kept it. So, you know, we told, you know, we are in a political environment, so you must scheme. So when things work well, but Marco Bura knows my position about the political party, not.
But Brother Miguda, we are together. Hata kama unataka nibadilishe my vote, lazima to make sure umeingia kule. But we are not entertaining these once more. If
okay,
it's better we support once and for all.
We will communicate at the right time. We will communicate at the right time.
Thank you, brother. For me, I don't have too much to say. I think we have talked about ABC, we have talked about by-elections, we have talked about Malava, we have talked about Kilifi, we have talked about, more so we have not talked about Narok too much, but I know Narok has become too much of a headache. We'll see what will be the ongoings. Yesterday, even there was fracas in Narok. I think yesterday we talked about Narok. I think you have not talked about Malava, you have talked about Kasipul. Baringo, people don't want to talk about it, but I know maybe also there is some issues there in Baringo. I hear the candidate in UDA, Pia Alali Usiku, is in the candidate who is opposing him is also very strong. So we are going to see. tomorrow will be arrest day. Then the arrest day. Then we will know what will happen on Thursday, as we get new members of parliament and new MCAs. But I want to thank all the people who have been there with us, Akina Father Dan, Goodia, Shema. I've seen Eric Kayaga, the Nairobian, the Ugandan, the Dubaian. I've seen also the likes of who else did I see there? I saw Brenda Obedi. I saw she was there in the comments. I think, and Laban, our good friend, is the one I was forgetting. I wanted to. He's also my very good friend. Sometimes we argue and we come to a consensus. So thank you, and I hope we'll be able to engage before even the by-elections, and also in the by-elections day, we'll be able to engage and see. We come here to know how we can better our country and how we can speak to the people. So thank you, Brother Marco Bura. Thank you, Brother Miguda. And also to Brother Benson, thank you if you see this one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Joseph, Brother Miguda. Allow me to take this opportunity to acknowledge the fact that you took your time and you came to be with us. We really appreciate, not forgetting our good friends, good ear, together with all our viewers, the ones that you've mentioned. We really appreciate. Thank you so much for engaging us at the comment section. Thank you so much for giving us your view. As usual, this is Brother Benson Media, and of course here we say that your opinion counts. I want to take this opportunity to also say a big thank you to Mr. Benson for also finding time to start the show and leading us throughout this session. Thank you so much, and I hope that you will be joining us again tomorrow. Tunashukuru sana. Thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity now to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much. I can see Goodyear is saying, have a great night. Thank you so much, Goodyear. And all our viewers, thank you so much. May God bless you. See you again tomorrow.